Welcome to Star Notes, your monthly astrology forecast with Michaela Rachel from Star Witch Astrology. Michaela Rachel is a hereditary folk witch, soul astrologer, and transpersonal therapist experienced in oracular traditions and Western ritual arts. In these episodes, we explore the major transits, energetic trends, and cosmic shifts shaping the month ahead, and offer easy, practical ways to work with these energies in your everyday life. I wish to begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which I live and record, the Wandjarabara people. I honour their enduring connection to the lands, waters, and communities, and I pay my respects to elders past and present. I also extend this respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples.
Hello, beautiful star lovers and cunning folk. My name is Rachel from Star Witch Astrology. Some of you may have known me previously as Michaela, but I am so delighted to be coming through for you today on Friday, which is a Venus-ruled day. And this is the star notes for May for the beautiful Hannah and her podcast, Old Ways for the New Age, which I am so delighted to be a special guest astrologer on. So we are in Taurus season for May, and you are the spell, you are the altar. And the reason why I have named it this is because the altar represents the physical embodiment of Taurus being fixed earth. We're in the solar season of Taurus, and I'll go into the astrological energies through the month. But also the solar season changes into Gemini, which is mutable air, and we are changing into the solar season on the 21st of May. So that is the spell crafting. So I've got all my notes here. I've got the charts, and I invite you to pull up with a cup of your favorite tea or magical elixir and join me in looking at the witchy embodiment of the solar season of Taurus. So as I mentioned, Venus is the planet that rules Taurus. And this is when the body becomes the altar, and Taurus is fixed earth. So the earth, Gaia, whispers to you to soften, to send your roots down and to receive. Taurus is a very fertile sign that calls you back into your body and to focus on your sacred worth. So this is regenerative, earth-based magic, which is very sensual, slow, and Taurus season is deeply rooted in pleasure. So Taurus can be stubborn and growth may feel resistant because Taurus is a fixed sign, but this is where the magic brews in the fecundity of the earth. And it is in the pause where we create simple hedge witch magic and rituals. And what I would invite you to do, because Venus is the evening star, is to step outside at dusk around sunset. Place your hands on the earth. You may choose to be barefoot if you so wish. But when you place your hands on the earth, whisper gently to her. You return to her. You return to yourself. You send your roots down into the earth to root into what is real. And you choose love as your path. So I return to myself. I root into what is real. And I choose love as my path. And then you let the earth, Mother, take what you are releasing. At the start of the month, we have a potent, transformative full moon in Scorpio. Scorpio moon opposite the sun in Taurus at 11 degrees. Scorpio is fixed water. And this is not light. This is underworld magic. Scorpio's modern planetary ruler is Pluto, and Pluto takes us into the depths of our psyche to reveal what has been hidden. So this is a full moon energy to shed old emotional pain, ancestral patterns. This is the shedding. You may wish to possibly do a releasing ritual on the Scorpio full moon. Now, it's Saturday, the 2nd of May, but it's actually overnight, Friday night, the 1st of May, which is traditionally right on the Samhain gateway for us in the Southern Hemisphere, but Northern Hemisphere folk will be celebrating Beltane. So this particular full moon is right on the Samhain Beltane gateway and threshold. And a ritual for releasing is writing down what you are ready to release, burying it in the earth, or burning it in a safe fireproof container under the moonlight. And then once all the embers have gone out and it's safe, burying it in the earth and to sit in stillness and to listen. Transformation is part of the signature of Scorpio, and it is shadow work. So we are releasing, transforming, and regenerating with this full moon overnight, Friday night, the 1st of May. The exact time of the full moon at 11 degrees Scorpio for those avid astrology lovers is 3:23 a.m. That's Australian Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, the 2nd of May in the early hours. Now, the moon in fixed water Scorpio, 11 degrees, is forming a grand water trine to the collective North Node in Pisces, down to the asteroid Hygeia at 6 degrees Cancer. So we have the water signs of a Scorpio lunar energetic with the node of fate, the North Node, moving into mystical dreaming, awakening the conscious dreamer, trining down to Hygeia and Cancer. Hygeia is the goddess of healing. She is the feminine form. And Cancer is ancestral memories and remembering the old ways. Cancer is also around how we support ourselves. And on this full moon, Mercury, the planet of communication, also meets Chiron, the sacred wound. This is healing through words and letting your voice become your medicine. So this is where old wounds may arise because the Scorpio full moon, the full moon brings up to the light. It illuminates anything that is hidden. So the piercing light of that spirit gateway of the moon is going deep down into the underworld, the plutonic underworld psyche of Scorpio, so that old wounds may be revealed to rise up, to be witnessed for transformation. It is also an incredibly powerful time with Mercury meeting Chiron for spell crafting healing words. So perhaps you may want to brew up your favorite herbal elixir on the full moon. Lavender, holy basil, or tulsi are under the mercurial guardianship. And when you brew up your beautiful favorite cup of tea or beverage to drink, hold the cup close and whisper into it what your heart needs to hear. Drink it slowly, allowing your words to soften inside before they leave your lips. So feeling the intention in your heart, rising the energy up to speak it gently into the cup before you drink it. This is also about witnessing yourself and your transformation. With Hygeia in Cancer, which is also the ancestral medicine. What we align with Cancer, which governs our sense of belonging, is a metaphorical image of a sanctuary, of a haven. And this can be within you, or I've written about this. It's a place out in the wild, your favorite place within, or out in the wild. It has been known as and is known as the genius loci, where you can commune with the spirit or the place or home where you find deeper meaning in life. Now, with Hygeia, in the classical mythology, the temples of healing, people would make pilgrimages to Hygeia's temple where they would fast and be purified and go through cleansing rituals. And then they would go in with a petition or a prayer, and they would be welcomed by the priestesses of Hygeia, and they would dream. And this is strong dreaming medicine of the water trine on the full moon. Pisces, the North Node, is part of this grand water trine, as I've mentioned. So, dreaming medicine and allowing yourself to set the intentions. You may wish to work with some really potent dreaming medicine herbs, such as mugwort, which is sacred to the moon, to Cancer. And blue lotus is another beautiful tea that you may wish to drink for yourself, blue lotus tea. But this is the softening. But it's also an emotionally intense time, because after the full moon in Scorpio on the 7th of May, Pluto, the modern planetary ruler of Scorpio, goes retrograde again in Aquarius right through from the 7th of May to the 16th of October this year, 2026. And a retrograde period is a time of release, review, reclamation, but it is the Plutonic retrograde and descent, especially for those of us in the Southern Hemisphere, because we're coming into the winter descent. We're heading towards the winter solstice, the darkest, as we move through the Samhain threshold to the solstice gateway. And this is the hedge witch crossing the threshold into the unseen. This is shadow integration with plutonic energy of emotional intensity, old memories resurfacing. And in Aquarius, Aquarius is fixed air, which is about expanding the personal shadow, but it's also going to be picking up on and transmitting the collective shadow. So being very aware of what is individually your own and what is the collective shadow that is playing out through the Pluto retrograde of deep inner alchemy of individuation, but also collectivism. This is where truths surface and illusions dissolve. So spiritual integration work. And really being quite honest with yourself around what is the truth that you are willing to see, that you are ready to see. It's also a reassessment and a review depending on what house sector in your natal chart is ruled by Aquarius. And if you want to explore these aspects more, or the transits for the year ahead, you're more than welcome to book in a personal astrology session with me through my website, starwitchastrology.com. So www.starwitchastrology.com. You'll find me there, and you can book a session and we can explore this deeper for you, because whatever house sector Pluto is retrograding in, this is where the deepest alchemical work is going to be supporting you, and allowing you to sit in sacred space to reclaim your power. It also depends if you've got personal planets in Aquarius. These will be aspected by this Plutonic retrograde. So in the middle of the month, we have the actual lunar season of Taurus activated on Sunday, the 17th of May, 6 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, with the new moon in Taurus. And this is fertile seeding. The new moon is the darkest of the cycle, the lunar cycle, the 3 days, the 3 nights. And this is fertile seeding ground. So this lunation is ruled by Venus, and the new moon is a rich one of manifestation, sensuality, and self-worth. So it's a question for your journal with the new moon on the 17th of May. Do you truly believe you are worthy of what you desire? So the ritual for this is to journal around that and anoint yourself with beautiful rose oil as a suggestion. These are only ritual suggestions. Taurus, ruled by Venus, loves fresh flowers. Any flowers. Speaking your intentions aloud, because Venus governs the throat, and really looking at where do you choose love? How do you show up each day to choose love? And working with somatic embodiment practices are such a strong integral part of the Taurus energy. It's interesting because exactly on the new moon on the 17th of May in Taurus fixed Earth, Mercury, the planet of communication and mind magic, moves into its domicile, which means its home sign of Gemini. So we're really deeply embodied in the sensuality of the fecundity of the earth. However, this is where Mercury in Gemini, right through to the 1st of June, this is where everything becomes alive with whispers, ideas, concepts. And just remember, Mercury is the trickster. So not everything you hear is truth. So remember the practice that I spoke into, the hedge witch practice at the start of Star Notes, placing your hands on the earth and whispering, I return to myself, I root into what is real, and I choose love as my path. This is super important to stay grounded, especially from the middle of the month. Breath work, meditation practices, writing spells, poetry, incantations. This is spell crafting. You are the spell, you are the altar. So make your thoughts visible, reclaim your inner voice, working with lavender to steady the mind and invite clarity. We have the beautiful Venusian evening star throughout the month of Taurus. So for May 2026, we have Venus in her representation as the evening star. You may have heard me speak into the beautiful evening star. I'm a devotee of the Venusian energies. After sunset, when you become the dusk witch, looking out to the west, you'll see Venus shining brightly. Make a wish upon her. The Venus moon gates is a profound ancestral pilgrimage that I offer. We have started the Evening Star journey, but there'll be another journey work starting in November this year. So please send me your intentions if you're curious or you wish to make inquiries around the Venus Magic course. But for all of us, we have a very profound Venus moon gate on the 19th of May. Venus and the moon are in Cancer, opening and activating the heart, the energetic chamber of the heart. And the moon represents our spirit doorway. So this is witch magic, and it's responding to soul memories, ancestral medicine, and that is both blood kin medicine and spirit ally medicine. This is a powerful time for spellcrafting, for healing words. Because Venus, the evening star, is meeting the waxing new crescent moon, because it's 2 nights after the dark moon, Venus is representing and embodies cellular memory, sensuality, intimacy, creative prosperity, personal interconnectedness. And in Cancer, this is where we work with the sanctuary and a deeply embodied Venusian energy that needs reassurance because bonds are strong. So sometimes these ancestral bonds are beyond linear timelines, and Venus offers the gift of listening. So Venus governs listening to your body and what you need. And you may need to step away from the intensity of life to be in the stillness. So Venus as the evening star meeting the waxing crescent moon on the night of the 19th of May, out to the west. Your body is your altar, activating the heart of joy. How do you love? Where do you choose love? How do you choose to show up in love? And this is about self-love and self-worth. So moving through the month, the solar season changes on Thursday, the 21st of May, into Gemini season, which is lightness. Gemini is mutable air, it's curiosity and everyday magic. So the energy is lifting and it's playful, and curiosity is the compass point. So this is where we are moving out of the embodiment of Taurus being very deeply rooted in the earth and moving into conversation and movement and breath. And what does it mean to be alive? Working with the sacredness of breath and the word. So the month of May reminds us all, what are we becoming with Venus as the evening star rising up through the Venus moon gates? What are you remembering with the potency of the Scorpio full moon at the start of the month? Where can you root deeper into your body? How can you send the roots of the tree of Lilith deeper into the earth, into the natural world? How can you practice self-love as a daily ritual? What are your self-love rituals? And what does choosing love look like to you on a day-to-day reminder? So you are the spell, you are the altar, and you do not need to put any pressure on yourself with this. You are releasing strong emotional patterns under the Scorpio full moon at the start of the month with that grand water trine of Hygeia, the goddess of healing, coming home to ourselves. Where do we belong within ourselves? Do you feel comfortable at home within your body, your relationship to your body? Where do you find sanctuary in turbulent times? And this is a month to create a place, if you can, for regeneration and deep transformative healing. So remember, we are very complicated plants, sunshine, water, feeling the roots of the ancestors deep into the earth and looking at your bonding to the elements of earth, air, fire, water, and spirit ether, finding your place in nature or in around you or in your home, connecting into the spirit of a place to find a deeper meaning, and choosing love and working on transformative energies of love and relationships, feeling where the magic brews, and going really tenderly and gently with yourself, because there will be tense times throughout the month with the transformation, and just breathing into this. Okay, beautiful star lovers and cunning folk of the hedge witch ways. Thank you for listening to this. My name is Michaela Rachel from Star Witch Astrology. Go well, and I look forward to joining you for Star Notes in a month for the month of June.
Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Your support means the world to me, and if you have a free moment and would like to leave a review, a comment, or a rating on your platform of choice, that would go a long way towards helping me to grow the podcast and reach more people. people. If you aren't already subscribed, check out my Substack newsletter. Over there, I share lots of free resources, as well as an option to join as a paid subscriber, which is another beautiful way you can support my work. May what you've heard today guide you in living a little more slowly and a little more connected.